Good morning and welcome to episode 12 of the Career Hive with Future Match. What can we say? It's school's out, summer's in, if I'm correct. I'm sure there's a film that kind of talks about that. So, yes, while school is out for all of those in education and school, hope you have an amazing summer. Enjoy the hot weather. For us here at Future Match and the organizations that we're working with to access, assess, and hire early careers talent, we're busy trying to look at really exciting ways of bringing their exciting opportunities in apprenticeships and graduate roles to you. And so we'll be hopefully revealing more as we go through the summer. We'll be doing some talks around results day, both for A levels and GCSEs. We've got a podcast next week to talk about supporting organizations who are looking to attract that early careers talent and how they can access that not only diverse talent, but how they can implement a much more effective hiring process and actually bring in better quality candidates to fulfill these exciting opportunities for them. So, there's a lot happening. We're kind of trying to sprint towards our launch in October. But yeah, so a lot of stuff happening, a lot of exciting stuff. But like I said, our aim is how do we support and enable the organizations who are retaining our platform and our expertise to recruit early careers talent for their organization, and how do we bring those exciting opportunities to you, early careers talent as well. So yeah, and we've got an exciting feature which we'll reveal, which please follow our kind of LinkedIn profile and YouTube channel to talk about what that looks like going forward. So as I said, it's summertime, right? So we've got some key dates, which I want to remind you about. Let's kind of put them in the distant memory, but if we look at them, they're only kind of like 6 weeks away. We have A-level results on the 18th of August. We have GCSE results on the 25th of August. So two really big dates. In regards to those at university, as we know, there's not really any fixed dates around universities. It all depends on the kind of degree program, the course you're undertaking, the university, etc. But I believe, if I'm correct, you're kind of looking from October onwards. My advice is kind of look at specific universities to find out when those particular dates are that they'll be publishing the results. For colleges, they kind of sit within the same A-level results day because majority of students within that environment would be kind of doing A-levels. And we've got a really exciting feature coming up, if I'm correct, over the next couple of weeks or the weeks after that, where we're going to be talking about something around, sixth form colleges specifically versus sixth form in school, if that makes sense. So, right, as we kind of get to that space where we start to look at, okay, we've got results coming in, we've got key decisions to start making, and we're kind of starting to think, well, is what I've chosen and selected what I want to do? And that's okay, people. Listen, that's okay. Organizations are quite excited by that, right? So if you've decided that you want to go and do a degree apprenticeship, organizations will be delighted by that. If you decided that, you want to go to uni, everyone else is excited, including organizations as well. So don't worry about that. But just to give you an idea for those who are coming out into the marketplace and going, wow, okay, what is it looking like right now? Because I think we hear a lot about the impact of what the pandemic has had on 16 to 24 year olds and that early career space. So I thought it'd be quite good to just kind of let's talk confidence, right? Let's talk about what the market looks like. Let's look at some stats and let's kind of look at what's happening out there. So we kind of been doing various pieces of research, reading on different articles, and just trying to get a flavor of where we are right now. So the City, which is a City AM, which is a newspaper focused on London. City itself, they're focusing that it's going to be a buoyant market for graduates, and it's a really fierce market for city firms. So if that's the direction you want to go, it looks like there's going to be a war on talent there, which means huge opportunities and everything else that comes alongside that. There's some articles around the Times top 100 graduate employers reporting a strong recovery of where they are in terms of recruiting and bringing on graduates, and it's higher than expected. I think they're talking about an increase of in 2021, which was last year, 9.4%. So there's, and we'll talk about the increase coming forward here. We're looking at the top graduate employers recruited over 2,400 more graduates in 2021 than expected. So what you actually expect is that momentum kind of continues. This is exciting because across all of the 15 key industries, so we're going from accounting and finance, banking, charity, chemical and pharma, consulting, retail, tech, engineering, manufacturing, law, they're all talking about increasing and expanding their graduate programs as well into 2022 with around a kind of an increase of about 11% higher than what it was in pre-pandemic levels. So what happens when you look at the kind of process that organizations would look at, especially for graduates, you have key intake points. So September, October being your October mainly being your intake point. So you kind of recruiting your graduates starting from October 21 for those that start in 2022, and for 22 to start 2023. So you sort of have this, it's important to sort of look at that data from 2021 because that kind of influences where we're going to look like in 2022 without, hopefully, fingers crossed, a pandemic. So of course that changes things, but it's also really important just to kind of understand that you normally will see a year-on-year increase. And as I say to organizations, and as I say to every careers time that we talk to and we're supporting in as they go through the process through our organization to move into these exciting roles, is that look, there is a real war on talent at this level, and that hasn't changed, right? The difference that the pandemic did is that it just meant that everybody across the kind of hiring spectrum had to sort of take a breath and sort of see where and how things are going. However, in reality, we have a skills gap in nearly every single industry you can think of, right? Every single industry is really, really under pressure to bring early careers talent into their organizations, to really kind of access a much more diverse talent pool, to improve the quality of candidates coming through and get talent into the exciting roles in their organization, but also into their industry wider. So I think there's a really, really big opportunity if I was, in that kind of core age group to be able to access all these opportunities. And it's important that, we just kind of clear about that. So if we look at what they talked about in terms of growth spectrum, so we looked at accounting and finance and professional services. They're expecting a massive, inside of growth in 2022. I think they're looking at about 7,400 entry-level vacancies for Unilevers. Wow. I mean, that's just to give an example of just one particular sector. So that's really exciting again. So we go back to that kind of where is the demand. And what's interesting as we talk through this podcast, you start to see the link between what's happening in the graduate world and how that's linking into the degree apprenticeship aspect as well. So what's really exciting as well, the top 150 apprenticeship employers were named. So if you go on to is www.topapprenticeshipemployers.co.uk, that is www.topapprenticeshipemployers.co.uk, you will see the top 150 apprenticeship employers, but you'll also be able to see the top SMEs, so that's small and medium-sized enterprises as well. And I thought it was really fascinating reading that list. Some really exciting organizations. The SMEs I thought was quite dominated by sort of the kind of construction sector, and sort of some really exciting professional services organizations in there as well. So it looked like a really good varied list. When you go to the top 150, you've got the likes ranging from the Armed Forces, BT, Grant Thornton, KPMG, Seddon Construction, Kia Group. These are organizations that I know of, obviously in from the construction days as well. So, and they're really good kind of organizations with a long history of developing and really getting involved in supporting talent to move forward. So that was really, really exciting. If you look at as I said, the top 150 employers, professional services were leading the way. So that kind of links into nice in terms of your accounting and finance and professional services insights that we're getting in relation to graduate roles is coming across into apprenticeship roles as well. Just looking at some data, comparing it right now between where we were in 2021 and now, I believe that apprenticeship starts are up by 43%. Wow, that's exciting, isn't it? So you can tell that that's really growing. There is into a wide range of sectors again. So that's from agriculture sector all the way through from arts, media, business, construction, education and training, manufacturing, IT, tech. So yeah, it's again that lovely kind of wide range of sectors all coming in. If you look at the most popular apprenticeships coming in, we've got that kind of accounting and finance, HR management, banking, financial admin are the most popular apprenticeships. So there's a massive increase in that space. And I was sort of thinking about this, and this is just me, just looking at it from the market's perspective, having been involved in apprenticeships in my career. And I think that those organizations are really, really making a push to utilize apprenticeships. Not only does it help them in terms of upskilling the existing talent, but what it's actually helping them do is try and attract a much more diverse talent pool, because obviously these kind of sectors have been very much kind of recruiting from the same kind of pool of candidates, and apprenticeships are given that opportunity to widen that talent pool. And also when you look at it, and I know this probably sounds kind of saying the right way, but if you look at for my community, when you go and you say you're going to be an accountant, you'd be surprised how well that's taken on board. So when you see these kind of sectors, etc., you see they've got a really strong hold on the basis of a historical background of I'm going to be an accountant, I'm going into finance. So they're kind of feeding off that, which is exciting as well. And the aim of what we're trying to do Future Match is how do we help other organizations that are kind of looking at that, going, well, how do we reach that population, and how do we access that diverse talent pool, and how do we kind of create this? We are a really exciting sector to be part of, and it's how do we take those opportunities, and that's why we're developing our Career Hive platform, right, and really kind of looking at how we can give opportunities for talent in schools and universities and colleges to access what these fantastic careers are all about, and through us working with those organizations, how we take those roles to those organizations as well. So a reminder for apprenticeships, right? So if you're a GCSE student, you've got advanced apprenticeships, which are kind of level 3, which are equivalent to 2 A levels. You got higher degree apprenticeships, which are more like foundation, HND, MVQ level 4 apprenticeships. And then you've got level 6 and 7, which is your sort of degree level apprenticeships. And you're looking at that level be 1 to 5 years. Most of them will have a degree attached to them. Some of them don't, because depending on their professional. So I think accounting and finance, it's a professional body accreditation. I think the same thing with HR. I'll just double check those. So if you look at degree apprenticeships, they grew in 21-22. So they were about 51,000 or so to 60,600. Level 7, 6 to 7, which is a key part, that increased by 21% in 21-20 to something 27,000 of those. So that's a 13.5% increase, I believe, in the starts at degree level apprenticeships, with a big track record in retail and commercial, business law and admin, engineering, manufacturing, technology, health, public service and care. So we're doing some, if you follow us on LinkedIn, you see we're doing some exciting things around working in the public sector, construction and the built environment, and also IT and tech. So that's really, really exciting in terms of what's coming in on the degree apprenticeships. We looked at what's been happening because if you think about degree apprenticeships, these are really something that's over popular. The last 3 years has really started to kind of build, probably 4 years, started to build a bit of momentum. So you've got over 150 degree level apprenticeships, which are industry designed, which is important because as industries inputting into the design and the delivery and how those apprenticeships will look like for that level 6 and 7, of which 100 would include a degree. So, when you go on to, if you did, if I believe there's a business admin and consulting apprenticeship program, you end up having a degree in business management, similar to if you went to university. As I said, some programs have kind of gone much more down the membership route, which is even more weightier, if that makes sense. That's a word. Yeah, they have more significant weight because obviously they're part of, if you're part of the Chartered Institute for Personal Development, that has a really strong hold. If you're an accountant and you're part of the ACCA or whatever that looks like, again, that being part of that professional body and having to go through their kind of process and exams is really, really strong, because when you organizations are recruiting talent, they're looking for that membership piece, and what that means for your CPD development is stronger than just saying, well, I've got a degree. But there's some really, really exciting opportunities outside of that. Aerospace, automotive, digital engineering, financial, health, leadership, legal, manufacturing, nuclear, and protective services are just some of the sectors which have had degree level apprenticeships approved, and the part sit within that 150. There's many more coming on board as well. So it's really positive, right? It's really positive. If you're a graduate coming into market, you can see opportunities growing. You can see the companies are looking to hire. You can see the companies are sort of setting up themselves to bring you on board into their company. If you are an apprentice and you're looking to go down that road, wow, it's all exciting, from advanced level apprenticeships all the way to degree level apprenticeships. So, we have now got a really good kind of, I believe, working towards a much more kind of equal choice for young people, and because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about choices. One route is not better than the other route, right? It's all about what is best for you as a student, for you as the individual, and it's about choosing the one that enables you to shine and bring your talents to the table, right? So don't ever feel like, oh, if I'm choosing one, I'm more superior than the other, or vice versa, I'm less superior if I choose that one. So that is not the case at all, right? And hopefully the whole piece around, just showing the amount of degree apprenticeships coming on the market, the increase in starts that are happening, the variety and the breadth of sectors that are looking to bring apprenticeships on board. We're really kind of breaking into those kind of professional services, and moving away from what we're seeing as traditional technical sectors. So we're getting that balance across the board. And you look at what's happening on the graduate piece, you can see that there is so much happening and so much going ahead. So listen, if you're enjoying your summer, continue to do so. Use the time to look at what is out there. Keep your eye on exciting opportunities that we'll be talking about. Keep an eye out on what we're doing as a podcast. Look out for our results day specials, and just enjoy it, right? Because that it's going to be okay. If you've made your decision and you're thinking, oh my gosh, have I made the right decision? If it's an apprenticeship, talk to your employers, talk to the businesses you're about to join. Really kind of engage with their teams and just sort of say, look, this is what I'm thinking. And if it is that I'm not really sure I want to go to uni, it's absolutely right. Talk to mom and dad, talk to your network around that. And, don't be afraid to do a lot of, to make those decisions. But I always say to anybody, whichever situation you're in, research, get as much information as you can, reach out to as many people as you can, including ourselves. And we're more than happy to have a conversation with you. So, that's it for now on this particular podcast. The next one will be for you organizations who are looking to basically connect and match and hire that early careers talent in graduate and apprenticeship roles. So we've got some exciting things we can talk about, how you can look about doing that, and hopefully you can look to kind of engage with Future Match, and we can have much more in-depth conversations. To early careers talent, I believe it's going to be a wonderful weekend weather-wise. I think there's so much happening in terms of festivals coming up on board, to spending time with family and friends, going away on holiday. You've worked really hard if you've just written your GCSEs and A-levels and your university assignments and all that type of stuff. So big applause to you all. To those going into the key years next year, which includes my son, and those going into whether it's GCSEs or A-levels, starting uni. Wow, it's all exciting. It's all exciting, people. For those starting secondary school, wow, it's all exciting. I even got a picture or a photo sent to me yesterday of my little niece who's starting her first step in primary school. So listen, it's all exciting from September onwards. Until then, let's enjoy the summer. Thank you very much. See you soon.